So now that you've set up your Gmail accounts and have installed Drive, I'm going to walk you through how to start getting organized and get your classroom organized using Drive to create folders for each of your students. By creating folders, you can very easily share, organize, and collaborate on documents that your students are working on. You can also give them feedback and share documents with them within their folders. So in this video, I'm going to act as a student would. And you could even show this video to your students to help them get up and running in Drive. So the first thing I want to do is, I'm in Drive, I want to click Create, and it's going to give me a few options. I can create any of these things here, but I'm going to choose Folder. A box pops up and prompts me to create a new folder, and now I need to enter a name for my folder. And what I want to do is I want to have my students. Now, as a student, I want to be able to create a unique name for my So as a student, I want to be able to create a new unique name for my folder, one that my teacher can use to easily identify me. So what you could do is enter your last name, your first name, and your class. So now your folder has a unique name, and your teacher knows that this is your folder and can identify you by your name and your class. So we're going to click Create now, and you'll see that now I have a new folder front and center in my Drive. So now what I want to do is I want my teacher to be able to see what's in my folder. And when I click on my folder, you'll see that there are no files in there right now. So I'm going to go back to my Drive. There's my folder again. And I want to be able to give my teacher permission to edit and view the files in my folder. So I'm going to click this box here, and then I'm going to go to where it says More and click the down arrow. I can also share from a few other spots, because in Google there are always a few ways to do the same thing. Next, I'm going to go to Share and click that. I'm going to now invite people, and I'm going to invite my teacher. So I go down to where it says Invite People here, and I'm going to enter my teacher's email address. And I'm going to make sure that the drop-down box here says Can Edit. So with this checked off, my teacher can edit and also view my document. Here, if I click Can View, my teacher will be able to view, however, it will not be able to edit my document. So I want to make sure that's on Can Edit. Now, this box right here is checked to notify my teacher that I have shared my folder with him or her. Now, if you are a teacher and you are signing up 100 students and having them create folders all in one day, you might want to uncheck this or have your students uncheck this so you don't get hundreds of emails saying that Fred Jones shared his folder with you. So I'm going to uncheck that, and then I'm going to click OK. OK again. And now I have given my teacher access to my folder. I'm going to click Done here. And if you go back up to your folder, you'll notice that it says Shared. So this is highlighting the fact that your folder and anything you put in it is shared with your teacher. So I'm going to click on that again, because this is the place where I'm going to drop any files. Now I'm going to actually create a document in my folder that I can share with my teacher. So I'm inside my folder right now, and I'll show you how I know that. Here's my main Drive page, but if I click on my folder, it shows my Drive, an arrow, and then the name of my folder. So now I know, and I know by the title up here, that I'm in my folder. So I'm going to click Create, And now this time I'm going to create a document. I'm going to create a document inside my folder. So it's asking me if I want to create it in a shared folder, and I do because I'm going to be sharing this with my teacher. So the created item will have the same sharing permissions as the selected folder. So any document that I create inside that folder, because I shared the whole folder with my teacher, any document created inside that folder is going to be shared with my teacher as well. So I'm going to click Create and Share, and here's my document. So I'm going to title this document Test Document Folder Sharing, and then OK. And then I'm going to write my name and my class. The document that I created inside that original folder will be shared with my teacher, who will be able to view it and have editing permissions as well. So to get back to Drive, I'm just going to X out here because whatever I type when I'm in Google Docs will automatically save my changes to Drive. So I'm going to X out of that, and that will bring me back to my Google Drive. And so I'm going to just show you that the document that I just created is inside that folder. So here's my folder for my Cooper Block C class. I'm going to click on it. And there's my test document, my folder sharing, and it's indicating that it is a shared document. So that's just a brief overview of how, as a student, you could create a folder within Drive, and throughout the school year, you can create documents inside that folder to share with your teacher. And one more thing I just want to show you quickly is, let's say within the folder you'd like to create another folder. So let's say you've created a folder for the entire school year for a particular student. Well, inside that folder, if you wanted to create another folder for that student, let's say you wanted to have the student have a specific writing folder within his or her main folder, you can do that as well. And that way, any documents that are related or writing assignments that you want your student to keep inside this specific writing folder will be not just in the general folder, but in the more specific folder. And since at the very beginning you gave editing permissions and sharing rights to your teacher, to the teacher or you, the writing folder will also have those very same sharing rights. So if I go back to my main folder, you can see that I have another writing folder and a test document here. So there is a very organized and concise way to take all your documents or all your students' documents throughout the school year and have them within their main folder create subfolders to create new documents inside. And you could even create subfolders for the different units that you're working on throughout the school year, or you could create a projects folder for any weekly projects or in-depth projects, or you could have a specific folder for photos taken throughout the year. The possibilities are endless. So within that main student folder, there can be multiple subfolders and also documents, and documents within those subfolders. So I hope this overview of creating documents and organizing folders in Google Drive for your students has helped. It's extremely easy to share, organize, and collaborate between student and teacher using folders in Google Drive.